Well, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to From A to Zoe. I'm your hostess, Zoe Robinson. I have a very special guest on today. Please, Original Soul, introduce yourself to everyone.
Yay, yay. Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's your man, Also, M4G Entertainment, M4G Radio, 1/4 of In the Mix on the QOC network. Yeah, boy does everything over here. This is, I believe, the 33rd year for me in the music industry. So
Wow.
I do a lot of things now outside of just me just being a recording artist. I'm also a music mentor and producer, engineer. Like I said, I have my hand in a lot of things now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Extremely talented, very thoughtful. I love your music, sir.
Thank you.
Absolutely love it. I loved it so much. I'm going to get the whole Love series, but this second album, holy cow. So I need to get the first one too. Yes.
Yes.
So let's talk about your album. It's coming out when?
Okay. So actually it's a full series. What
Mm-hmm.
it is I'm dubbing it the Love series because there's four different aspects of love that I want to touch on. And with those four pieces, the first part came out in June of this year. It's Go Where the Love Feels Like Love. The one
Mm-hmm.
that's getting ready to drop, which is the one that you have now, is Go Where the Love Is Always Love. And then,
December 20th.
yes, December
Yeah.
20th. Coming in 2026, we have Go Where the Love Needs Love. And then right after that, Go Where the Love Appreciates Love. Now, the reason why I did it like this is because I want people to see four different aspects of how they look at love. If you think in terms of feels like love, you already feel the love in your heart, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then when you go where the love is always love, you already know there's love there, right?
Mm-hmm.
You think in terms of going where the love needs love. Okay, you got it in your heart, you got it in your mind, go where it's needed. And then when you appreciate the love, you're just giving thanks for everything that you've experienced as far as love goes.
Yeah, that's the continuing to build the connection with the
Exactly.
appreciation.
Ex-
Yes.
And so
Your
a lot of times we hear, and the reason why I created this whole series is based off of something that I heard Steve Harvey say in Kings of Comedy, and he mentioned um, rap artists. The reason why he doesn't really particularly like rap music is because the rap artists don't talk about love. So I
hmm
took the task and I said, okay, I'm going to show you that there are still some artists out there, hip hop artists in particular, that speak on love. So he's going to get a whole gigantic package that's showing different aspects of how we look at love.
I love that.
Yeah.
Um, your series is very, very necessary, especially at a time where things are so tumultuous in the United States.
Oh, yeah.
And you know, now we're developing community, we're supporting each other, we're loving on each other, we're giving to each other, and this couldn't have been released at a better time.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you so much. So I want to talk about Original Soul, or O Soul as you go by online. When did you how did you come up with your name?
Okay. So you got to go all the way back to 1992. I was in a high school course. It was called IT Tech Systems.
Mm-hmm.
One of the lessons that we had was radio broadcast and engineering. And I was so taken by this course. I was like, okay, this is something that I actually would enjoy doing and would want to do for myself. I had started like doing poetry and stuff and writing songs and stuff back in 89. And so when this course came along, I'm like, this is something that I really want to do. And so my uncle, the late great Terrence Medlock, he was the historian in our family.
Mm-hmm.
He found out that I was doing music, and I told him, hey, this is the name that I wanted to choose for myself. And he's like, that's really funny that you say that. You had a cousin James Medlock, who sang with the Soul Stirrers from 1926.
Oh, wow.
Yes. And so when he said that, he was like, he was one of the original Soul Stirrers. So when I told him that my name was Original Soul, he was like, that's perfect. You should
It
stick with that.
fits. Yeah,
Yeah. And so the name stuck.
that's amazing. That is a freaking cool story.
Yeah.
So how long have you been creating music?
Since 92.
Since 92.
Since
Were
92.
you
When
interested in music before then?
actually, no, my whole thing then was computer science. I wanted to
Oh,
do anything that had anything to do with computer programming. I wanted to do gaming and stuff like that. But I started diving into that and it just wasn't fun. And I
mm,
never excelled in any of those classes. So my thing was find something that you really enjoy and
mhm.
build on that. Because I never did well in any computer class I ever had. From high school to college, I never did well in those. But when it came to doing engineering, that's where I found my niche.
But isn't that kind of still computer science? I mean, being a sound engineer, you're just using your ears and your talent and your skill
True,
on a piece of equipment that is
true,
a computer. So don't
true.
say you're not good at computer science. Yes, you are.
Well, coding for gaming, that
Oh, well,
mm,
that's a whole
mm,
nother subject, sir.
mm,
I look at those dots and dashes and semicolons and commas and
yeah,
parentheses, and I go, oh, uh-huh, yeah,
yeah, yeah. They used to
yeah.
tell us all the time when you do binary code, if one dot is wrong, it messes up the whole
Mess
thing.
up the whole code.
Now
Exactly.
you got to find where it is. I was not good at that. I just
Okay,
wanted.
so for music though, your ears are phenomenal. Okay, so when you hear that one dot out of touch or out of sync with the song, how do you
Mhm.
go about fixing that?
The same way you would find a needle in a haystack. You got to find where that issue is to be able to fix it. Otherwise, you got to go back and start all the way over. I just
How do
had to
you know? How do you find the issue though?
basically just it's come from years of experience and being able to listen and hear those flaws,
Mhm.
especially when like if I'm mixing a track together, like if I'm
Mhm.
just doing just the beat, and if I hear something in that beat that sounds off, by the time I get to where I'm ready to record and I hear that flaw, that distortion, I'm like, okay,
Mhm.
I got to find where that is because that's not going to work, and it's not going to work for the listener. And you listening, if you listen to it in anything, it may sound different in one medium, and you hear listen to it in another medium, and you hear that one flaw, it's going to bother you to no end. So you got to
Mhm.
find it as best as you can.
So I know you hear a lot of different music, and I do too. And for you being an audiophile and constructing music and then listening to it, are you constantly in that mode whenever you listen to somebody else's music?
All the time. Because I think of if I'm listening to someone else's music and they want my opinion of it, I have to give
Mhm.
it the same ear that I would give my own music because I want them to be just as successful.
See, you have such a good heart. A lot of people don't do that.
Yeah,
Or, you know,
I wasn't always that way though. When I
okay,
first
so
got
let's
when
talk
I
about it.
Yeah. So when I first got started, I'm bringing in folks that want to record with me, and at the same time, I'm also learning a lot of the stuff myself, learning about how the artists would operate in a studio setting,
Mhm.
learning how they sing their songs, what they put in their songs, what they actually want. So it's like both of us are coming in at the same time, and we're both learning at the same time. So a
Mhm.
lot of times I wasn't like the most approachable because like I said, I'm doing the same thing that they're trying to do. I'm also an artist, so I'm listening for my own flaws, and now I'm trying to listen for their flaws, and it wasn't always the best experience. So
Mm.
now, with they always say with growth comes wisdom. So now
Mhm.
I'm in a position where if I hear someone's music, I want their music to sound just as good as mine does. You know, we have to be there for each other in this thing.
That's yes, that is the community that we're creating,
Hmm.
the connection that we have with each other, and so many other artists and MCs and hosts and DJs. You have a great network of people that I've seen, and they're all super supportive. They give constructive feedback. They're never criticizing. I mean, they joke around, of course, in the comments on the Wild
Yeah.
Out Radio, but
Yeah.
it's all in jest, right? We're really, we want the people to improve. Now, if your music is just bad, it's just, you need to find another hobby.
Hmm.
But you, sir, are an excellent artist.
Well,
All
thank
right, so when you let's talk about high school talent
you.
show.
You.
Ew, you were booed off stage. Why were you booed off stage?
Okay. And this goes back into engineering.
Uh-huh.
So what happened was I almost failed my English class because of this talent show, right? My English teacher was the one that actually put on the whole thing, right? And
Mm-hmm.
what happened was the sound crew messed up the mics to where you couldn't hear anything anyone was saying. I was the first artist up, so I started the show.
Oh
So I
no.
get up there, my music is jamming. I know all my words. I've practiced for months. I get up there, I do my thing. No one can hear me. And so as a result of that, it was a mixture of people chanting my name, a
Mm-hmm.
mixture of people booing. The dean of the school gets up there and she's like, "Hey, y'all can't do this," because what happened was after folks couldn't hear me and I'm still going, they pulled the curtains. I'm still going, but they pulled the curtains. Here comes the dean. No one is to boo anybody that gets up on this stage. We will
Oh,
shut this whole thing down. I'm like, well, it's too late now. Y'all already shut me down.
right.
I got a 70 for the English class.
Oh no. Oh no.
And I
Oh
look, I begged my English teacher. I said, we need to do this talent show. We need to
yeah.
do it. Let's close out the year with a bang.
And they didn't sound check the mics before everybody got see.
Oh, and then that was the other thing. I was supposed to be going on with with another entertainer, right?
Mm-hmm.
He pulls out day of the show.
Oh no. Oh.
So I was up there by myself.
Well, that still happens today.
Yeah, yeah. And so
But okay.
the next day, that
Mhm.
I'm walking through the halls and people are doing this every time they walk by me.
Kids are cruel.
They are.
So cruel.
They
But
are.
now,
I saw something the other day that said, "Would you revisit your high school days?" And I said, "Hell no."
hell no. Hell no. Uh-uh. I was picked on in high school.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Oh, I was picked
I
on from third grade until my senior year.
now if I could go back then with the knowledge and the confidence that I have now, oh, you
Oh
wouldn't be able to touch me.
yeah, yeah.
Absolutely not.
That
But
that that part in the movie Head of State when Bernie Mac got off that train and he starts slapping folks. Yeah, yeah. We can rumble.
yeah.
Let's go.
So between the high school and practically getting booed off stage and curtains closed on you to now,
Hmm.
people love your music and they love to hear you.
Hmm.
What is the confidence level? How have you transitioned from that to where you're at now?
That was my learning curve.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you can either take that one bad thing that happened and
Mm-hmm.
let it eat at you for the rest of your life, or you can use it as a teachable moment. It's all of these are teachable moments, right?
Mm-hmm.
So whenever someone comes in and they want to record with me, I give them these little bits of things that I've dealt with and people that I've dealt with. And it's like, okay, you can either do this or you can try to be better than what you did before,
Mhm.
right? You because like I said, there's been songs that I've done that I've listened back to and I'm like, okay, I could have said this better. I could have done this better. I could have done this over a different beat. And by the time you get to the next project, you need to be your level needs to elevate. If it doesn't elevate, the people are going to hear it. So
Yeah.
I try to do something better than I did before. That's why
Okay.
this love series has to be a successful thing for me. Not just for it being good music, but for me saying, hey, I did this better than I did the last project.
Well, sir, you have made people cry. We listened to this love series and the second album. I'm just like bawling, happy tears
Yeah.
because it's so beautiful. The music that you're making now is absolutely fantastic.
Thank you.
So who along your journey when you first got started, who
Mhm.
inspired you to start creating rap music?
Uh Guru, Common, KRS-One,
Hmm.
um, any of those bar spitters that made you think. See, I'm one of those hip hop purists. I came from
Hmm.
that era where when you listen to music, it made you feel something based on what's going on in the world.
Yeah.
The hip hop artists, we are the griots, and it's up to us to continue to keep that message out there of what's going on. The griots gave the message to the people.
Hmm.
And so it's up to me as a hip hop artist to be able to continue to give those messages to the people. I know the last poets, I've met them, right? My aunt, she sat me in the room when she found out I was doing music, hip hop music. She's like, okay, you're doing this type of music. Let me show you this. She pulls out this album, The Last Poets from 1973, right? And she starts playing it, and they're spitting this poetry over these African drums. And
Hmm.
I sit back and I'm like, this is the type of stuff that I want to do, right?
Yeah.
And so I started hitting up open mics after that. I became a DJ for one of the open mic spots in town. It was called Reciprocity. And you saw all of these different poets come through and they would express and do all of these things and say all of these things. And you get inspired by what someone has to say and the way that they're able to express themselves. And so I'm taking all of these things that they're saying, and I'm like, how can I create my own sound based off of what a lot of these folks are saying. And it goes back to bringing the message to the people. You see all the stuff that's going on in the world. how do you make how do you make something to where people can be like, okay, I feel you, and not be preachy? See, that's the thing that's been hard for me, is how do I make something that's entertaining but not be so preachy that it turns off the listener?
Hmm.
you know and that's been the thing that challenges me. Is like, how do I get the message to the people and not make it sound like, hey, I'm just poking just all these things at you?
Right. Well, your music kind of goes against what rap is now.
Oh yeah.
You're not heavily auto tuned. You talk about love, you talk about family, you talk about relationships, you talk about caring for one another.
Hmm.
Um, that is not commercial rap music.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. It used to be. How
Yeah.
do you feel that? How do you feel about rap music in the state it's in now, and how you're contributing to make that change?
That's why I created the Love Series.
Hmm.
I created the Love Series because we needed that change to say someone is talking about something um, other than this being pink and booty holes being brown and stuff like that. There's
Right.
stuff out there to talk about outside of something that's sexual, something that's
Doing drugs,
right. You get
getting
I
money.
No one ever asked the listener what they wanted to hear.
Hmm.
The industry they're pushing this agenda of, okay, because this sells, we want to continue to push this to the people. Well, you never asked the people what they wanted to hear. There needs to be more of a variety, like there was a variety when we first started listening to hip hop music. You were entertained, but some kind of way they were able to sneak in those messages. That's why I was always, adept to listening to a KRS-One, because he's going to entertain you, but he's
Well,
also going to give you that message. The Public
yeah,
Enemy, the NWA, even if NWA had that gangster mentality, they still entertained you, but gave you the
the
lowdown on what's
messages.
going on in
Yeah.
the community, right?
The lowdown on the police in
Yeah,
LA during the time. Yeah. And Watts. And
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So you have to find some sort of common ground with, there needs to be more variety in the music.
Hmm.
All we get now is the same people talking the same way, with the same cadence, with the same beat, and now the people don't know who's who. And
I
and
cannot
they
stand it when I hear the same beat 5 songs in a row for 5 different artists.
look, you've heard a lot of it on the Wild Out Radio. And I
Hmm.
know Ship and J Rock, when they listen to some of this stuff, they're just like, you know how they be looking. And I'm like, this is what we're talking about. There has
Yeah.
to be more variety with the music.
Yeah.
And I want to bring some variety. Now
So
it's like,
how responsible do you think artists should be to the community and to building up, especially the Black community?
they should be. But here's the thing.
Hmm.
When you have all of these artists, they listen to what's on the radio now and they're like, okay, yeah, I can do that same thing. Okay,
Hmm.
sure. You can do the same thing, but be yourself. See, a lot of these artists aren't being themselves.
Why do you think they can't be themselves? Do you think they wouldn't be accepted as for who they are, or they feel like they have to put out an image?
Not so much that, but I've always felt like it's a deal of everyone wants to be that one person to make it. And so what
Yeah.
happens is you get one artist, they make one sound, and then here comes someone else. They want to be the only one that's doing it,
Hmm.
right? Think about how Big X the Plug is out here and he's doing his thing, right? And he told people, hey, be your own voice. Come up with your own sound, your own style. And then
Hmm.
what happens? Everyone wants to try to sound like him.
Yeah.
I don't want to sound like Big X the Plug. I want to sound like Old Soul.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
I I want to hear Old Soul.
yeah,
I want to
what
hear
works, what works for Big X the Plug is not going to work for me.
right.
I have to find me. And these
I mean,
artists need to start finding themselves. That's the reason why there's so much repetition. There's so much of the same beat. There's so much of the same cadence. We
yeah.
have to find who we are and then let the people hear who we are and determine if this is something they want to be involved in.
Yeah. I heard a lot with music singers, right, on the radio, which is why I don't listen to radio anymore.
Mhm,
I have my title subscription and I will do my little daily mix,
mhm,
who's coming out, what's hot now. And if I find a really great singer, especially, oh my goodness, the singers on TikTok that are
mhm,
coming out with music and pushing themselves out, I have found so much great music that way
mhm. We
that is
started. We.
different, and those people sound like themselves. They're not
Mhm,
trying to copy anybody else. And
mhm,
that's one of the reasons why I love your music so much, because your sound is different than anybody that I've heard. I
mhm,
mean, it's similar to like a Common or Most Def, right? But you have a little bit more melodic tone to your voice. And
mhm.
then also, it's a little bit more like when you sing, I still feel like it's a rap song. I don't feel like you're trying to be Drake or anybody. Like, I don't know what he's doing with the singing and the melancholy music, but you know, you're in the creative space and you've been there for so long.
Hmm.
Tell me about what it's like going through difficulties and still trying to maintain that creativity, that original sound.
Look, I love music.
Mhm.
I put music with anything that I do. If I'm working, there's music. If I'm cutting the yard, there's music.
Mhm.
If I'm doing something anywhere, there's music. And so that is the kind of thing that just it calms me down and makes me it causes me to be able to focus better
Yeah.
if I have some sort of music playing somewhere,
Yeah.
right?
I feel that.
And it is able to make me, just I can just focus
Mhm.
and just recenter myself into a place where I can actually think clearer.
So music is kind of your tool, your meditation tool.
Hmm.
It's probably one of the reasons why you're so good at it.
Oh yeah. If
So
if I
what
haven't if I haven't figured out something in 30 years, it's something wrong.
right? Okay, so speaking of having music everywhere, sir, you have worked pretty extensively with some local artists, right? Who do you feel like that's in the Dallas music scene needs more attention besides yourself, of course?
Everybody on my 4G team, everyone, Lady V Smooth, Robot Millenniums, Shayla Sweets,
Hmm.
all of them need more exposure. And anyone that's daring to do something different,
Hmm.
all of them deserve that exposure.
Okay, sir, I'm gonna need you to send me their names because why is this the first time that I'm hearing of them?
They're all doing their own things. And
Right.
a lot of times what happens is when folks are doing their own thing, they're still trying to learn how to navigate through social media. I'm doing the same thing, trying to navigate who does what.
You know,
And
I do consultations, right?
I do
To
now.
help artists with social media.
I do now. Thank you.
Mhm.
We'll
I'm a
we'll talk.
publicist. It's what I do, sir,
And
and I have a network of other publicists who
mhm.
are absolutely amazing at social media, who also do consultations and help out artists, independent artists.
And a lot of times
So,
the other problem that a lot of folks have is the affordability of it.
mhm,
We don't want to come to somebody and say, hey, we need your assistance to get us to the next level in doing social media marketing if we
mhm,
have that financial backing. That would be a waste of time for both sides. So a lot
mhm.
of times we try to navigate through what we can on social media on our own, and a lot of times that doesn't work. I know that's the thing that I've struggled with myself is, trying to get my name out there as best as possible when there's all of these other people that's doing the same thing.
Okay, so how do you know how much something is going to cost you if you don't ask?
You know but
Exactly.
then, folks aren't going to just work for free though either.
Mhm.
So
Well,
a
you
lot of times you have
you
to.
never know what your affordability level is going to be until you ask the question.
This is true.
Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. I'm trying to tell you right now, sir,
This
on
is
my
true.
show,
You
I
also
am
go.
a resource available to artists. And like I said, my consultations are very affordable. And you walk away with a plan. It is not something that I take lightly. I really love music and I support independent artists, specifically who are doing things for themselves, who are actively out, who are engaging with
Right.
um, their listeners, who are engaging with the public, and on social media. If you're making an effort, absolutely. Maybe you just need, like a little sit down, a little half an hour or so, and I can show you a few tricks
Hmm.
about, scheduling posts or whatever. That's what publicists do. Social media managers do that. And social
Mhm.
media managers are actually a lot more affordable than you think.
Mm.
So you
That is
have
noted.
people like me in your corner who you can be like, hey, Zoe, how much would you charge for a consultation? And then I'll tell you. It depends on what you need,
Mhm.
but I'm here and let's
That,
go ahead and do something.
that is noted, and I definitely appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, sir. So, for all you independent artists, public service announcement. Please, if you know somebody who knows a publicist or you know somebody who knows social media managers, please get with them and talk to them. If you need help, open your mouth and reach out to folks. Okay, we will be more than happy, especially if you're making good music. We will be more than happy to help you. Now, if you sound like Ice JJ Fish, please do not talk to me because you ain't ready for nothing but a comedy sideshow. Okay.
He doesn't need it anymore. He's got the million followers already.
Look, I don't know how.
And
He
that's
is
crazy.
so bad that people just they're using him as a joke. And hey, if he's making money off of it, I'm not knocking anybody's
Yeah.
hustle at all. You continue to go because there are times where I listen to Beyonce's song when she's talking about riding on the surfboard and I think of Ice JJ Fish. I know it's terrible.
But
I know it's terrible.
a lot of times that is the reason why there is so much repetition and the industry is saturated, because as soon as they gave folks the freedom to go live,
Oh
that's what
yeah,
happened. And
yeah.
so now you have a lot more Ice JJ Fishes out there because
And
there's the availability.
the funny thing, he is himself and
Yeah.
people love it. I mean, there have been girls that have been like all over him. He's
Mhm.
talking about, oh, I got all this money. I'm gonna sign a record deal. Record deal? Who's gonna put you on an album except for to have it as a comedy album? Like he could be the next Richard Pryor for music.
He could. He
I'm
could.
so serious. I mean, as funny as it sounds, he is himself 100%. If
Hmm.
more people were themselves and they got out of their own way and quit getting stuck in their head, they would make it.
Hmm. And that's
So
and that's exactly the reason why I do the music that I do, because I'm
that's
going to continue to be who I am.
yes, you are you are an independent truth teller and your music speaks volumes for your character. So but I haven't seen you on a large platform. So are there any like large bigger platforms that you're aiming for to get your music out to?
The issue for me is finding them
Mhm. What are
and
you
then
looking
and then
for?
getting there. Um, I really haven't even really just tapped into. I haven't even tapped into that yet.
Have you played South by Southwest yet?
I have. I did.
Okay.
I did 2010 and I did 2014. The last one that I went to, we opened
Uh-huh.
for Talib Kweli.
Oh, see,
Yeah,
that's
and it
amazing.
was
What did you get
incredible.
out of that opportunity?
It was incredible. What it was, we were with an organization known as Beats, Rhymes, and Relief,
Mhm.
and they were sending um, basically relief and resources and assistance to the people in Haiti. I think there was some issues that were going on in Haiti,
Yeah.
and so we were,
They had a large earthquake back then.
right. And
Yeah.
so it was almost kind of set up kind of like the We Are the World kind of situation, where
Mhm.
a bunch of different artists got together and we, came together as a collective and created music and funding to send relief to Haiti.
Yeah.
And so it
That's
was five different cities. I know Dallas was the first. They did
mhm.
Chicago, New York, I believe California, and Florida. And all of us got together. We did different videos. I'll send you a link to that so you can see what was done. And each
Thank
of
you.
us, we did. It was a bunch of us. We did different cipher. It was a cipher, and so
Mhm.
each of the different locations, we all did ciphers, and all of those that did those ciphers, all of us met up at South by Southwest, and all of us opened for Quali.
Wow.
Yeah, it was so much fun.
I know the excitement there was just you could cut it with a knife.
Oh yeah,
That had to have been an electrifying experience.
that's
So
that's when South by Southwest was still all about the music and not so much
when
about
it was still about music.
yeah,
Now I heard they're not even doing music for the next 2 years.
because they need to revamp and figure out what they want to do with it because
Yeah.
what's going on with music now. I mean, there's the whole argument of, oh, there aren't any hip hop music songs in the top 40 since first time since 1990. It's like, okay, so what? Go make some
Yeah.
good music.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Please, we are begging you to make good music.
Yeah.
But Original Soul has good music.
Hmm.
So, what other platforms do you think you should be on right now? Because I know you've done some film scoring, and we're going to get into that too. Some, excuse me, scoring a stage play,
Yes.
right? So you've done some scoring.
Hmm.
Do you plan? Are you planning anything in the future along the lines of like scoring movies or TV shows or anything?
The next thing I want to try to tap into in 2026 is sync licensing and
Mhm.
seeing what's out there and just
Okay.
making sure that my music is sufficient enough for my music to be in someone's movie.
Okay.
That's one thing that I've been looking into.
Okay. So what are your plans in the next couple years? Does that involve having your music in someone's movie?
Yeah, in addition to finishing up the love series, because like I said,
Mhm.
I intend to send this whole thing to Steve Harvey. He
Right.
he he needs to know that hey, what you said affected someone to the point that they took to action.
It's really nice to point out to people who are influential that they still do make a difference in people's lives.
Mhm.
I know for a fact he's going to appreciate that so much. And it is a grand gesture that someone of your caliber, your ear, and your talent can give him a gift of, yes, I did listen to you all those years ago, and I wanted to make something that paid homage to what you said and who I am
Mhm.
as a person. We appreciate you for that.
Because because
Okay.
because when he said it in the film, and every time he says it, we watch it back and keep looking back at it. It
Hmm.
just that part offends me because it's like I think of myself in that same vein of okay, yeah, I'm one of those artists that he's probably talking about. Now, this is the type of music that I do, and so if you hear this as a hip hop artist, it should make you upset and it should call you to task. Hey, how can I improve this so he won't have to say this again?
Hmm.
And how can I make my name in this world as an artist that he would actually want to listen to? There have been times that I've gone to the local Walmart, and there was this one time, and there were some kids outside the store, and they were selling CDs, and they were like, "Hey, what kind of music do you listen to?" I listen to hip hop. This is hip hop gospel, and I wasn't, I really hadn't come across a whole lot of gospel hip hop artists before, and I was like, okay, yeah, sure, I'll listen to this, I'll check it out. And so I go in the store, I do my shopping, I come back out, and they're trying to pitch, give their pitch to all these different other people. And people kept walking by them saying, I don't listen to hip hop, I don't listen to hip. And I'm like, see, right there, how do we change the minds of the people so they understand that, okay, yeah, just because you hear what's on the radio, it isn't synonymous to what everyone that does hip hop is doing.
Well, last time we were driving through Louisiana, there was a young gentleman that was selling his CDs at the gas station
Mhm.
outside, right?
Mhm.
And I was like, sir, I'm not going to take the CD until you play it for me. He was like, you actually want to hear it? I said, yeah. I want to know. I want to know what I'm spending my money on. And so he played it for me. I was like, how come you haven't signed with a company yet? How come you don't have a deal? He said, ma'am, I'm just trying to be out. I'm just trying to be out here making it.
Mhm.
I said, do you have a plan? He was like, no. I said, well, you stopped the right person. I'm a publicist. He was like, a word?
Mhm.
Yeah. Here's $20. Give me a CD. I'm going to play this for a couple of people because I think you're talented,
Mhm.
but you need to get a business plan together. He was like, well, how do I do that? I said, Google.
Yeah.
Y'all better use your
You
resources
can
in
learn a lot
Google.
from Google. I ask a lot of questions to Google.
Man,
How do I
YouTube
do this?
University
Yeah.
in a
Yeah.
heartbeat.
That's how I fix my. I've done a lot of repairs on my car. That's how I do that.
Yeah.
YouTube. I will
Yeah.
not. If I can save some money, I will do that. We have to learn to be frugal too.
Yeah. We also have to learn as professionals not to take advantage of artists who are
Right.
trying to come up,
Right.
right? So that's one of the reasons why I focus so much on helping independent artists and I don't charge an exorbitant amount because there are professional publicists
Mhm.
who I know of who are not as educated as I am on the business side of what they need to do, right?
Mhm.
Contracts, contractual law, ensuring they understand entertainment law, right?
Mhm.
So there's certifications and stuff as a publicist that I have to get. Are there any education opportunities out there for artists? And
Mhm.
if you know of them, can you talk about them right now?
And see, a lot of that is stuff that I'm learning myself as well. And
Right.
it's the same stuff that I bring to any artist that comes in the studio or folks that, um, even the ones that's on my team, we talk about this stuff all the time. What can we do to
Mhm.
try to help each other to get where we need to be? And like I said, there's a lot of different artists that not just ones that's in Texas. There's other artists that I've worked with, in like there's an artist right now in Vegas, Lovely Indigo.
Mhm.
We're working with her. um,
Mhm.
there's Rochelle Terrell out in Austin that's doing things. She's actually trying to get her music to the Grammys now. She wants to get a Grammy nomination. So working with her, all of these different components and people that we work with, and trying to, okay, this person say, okay, I need assistance with this. Okay, well, what can we do together as a collective to try to get what you need?
Mhm.
You know.
And what kind of educational benefits are they getting from this? Or like, how are you teaching them how to do this stuff?
Yeah. So glad you asked that. I'm currently working with Jana Lene. She's also a member of our team, as far
Mhm.
as outside just the artist side, also the production side. So
Mhm.
she'll ask me different questions in regards to when she puts together a beat. Okay, what can I do to make this beat better? Okay, do this. Go here, go here, go here. Or if she'll have something that's in her computer and she needs assistance with um, getting everything mixed down. Okay, go here, go here, go here. That's the educational portion of it that I like showing. If I can show you the same thing that I did when I was learning the engineering side from high school, that's the stuff that I've brought into this studio to try to show folks what to do.
Mhm. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're educating people. Are there any like schools or classes or anything that besides vocal lessons, which another PSA, everybody should, if you are a singer and you are performing on stage, you should have vocal lessons.
Hmm.
Okay. Everybody, rappers included, because you need to understand how breath work can improve your sound on the stage. And the only way that you're going to do that is to strengthen that diaphragm. So, this is coming from somebody who had vocal lessons for several years growing up.
There you go.
So, okay. So, Other things
So now
like
I'm gonna get you on. I'm gonna
classes,
get you on something.
courses, schools. Um, what advice can you give to artists to get education?
And see, that was the other thing that I did too. Once I got out of high school, I took a course on digital music production at Eastfield College. They
Mhm,
offer that stuff in community college. So I took that course. It's a matter of taking the other courses that go with it to be able to do that course. And I was like,
mhm,
cool. I'll sit and listen, find out about all of these different other styles of music. I think there was a music appreciation course that I had to take, and they
mhm,
showed you all of these different all of the other different genres of music that you may not have been familiar with, or different instruments that you may not have been familiar with. There was that one time we were sitting in the course, and there was this guy that showed us the inner workings of a harpsichord.
oh,
And I'm
wow.
saying, look, it looks like a piano until you open it up and see that it's a whole lot of inner different pieces inside this machine. And
Mhm,
so he's showing us all of these things, and then shows us how it sounds. And then next thing you know, there's a jam session going on before I get ready to go to the course that I was about to take for engineering.
mhm.
So get what you can get from wherever you can get the knowledge. If there's a college course that's available and you can take it in a community college, go for it. That helped me. And so everything that they helped me with, I'm teaching the people that come in the studio.
So, artists like Stevie Wonder and Prince play multiple different instruments, right? How important do you think it is for artists to know and understand instrumentation so that they can make their art better, right?
It's
Make their sound better.
it's fairly important that way you know chords. You got to know you
Chord
got to
and
know the
chord
chords to be
progression.
able, yeah, because
Yeah.
if they're playing this chord, okay, now you got to be able to harmonize with this chord.
Ooh,
Or you
D'Angelo
got to
was a
be able,
genius with it
yeah, yeah.
on the
Or you,
Vanguard album. Ooh,
mhm,
man.
mhm, mhm. Or just to be able to say, okay, if you hear a chord and it's being played in the song and you
Mhm.
hear it and it doesn't sound right, okay, go fix that part. You'll be able to identify what's wrong.
Yeah.
Same thing with making a beat. If you hear a bass line and that bass line is getting distorted because the kick drum is too loud, okay, you either need to turn down this or you need to turn down this so you don't hear that distortion. That's what we teach here.
Hmm. Well, we certainly appreciate it.
Oh, yeah.
Uh, Thank you for teaching these artists about music. You can have a talent, and by all means, we love talented people. However, if you don't understand the chemistry behind sound and you don't understand the composition of music and how chord progression works, now D'Angelo, God rest his soul,
Mhm.
that beautiful man had chord progression down to a science.
Mhm.
He put stuff together that just mind blowing, especially on the Vanguard. Um, Prince, another one.
Oh,
Whenever
yeah.
you hear, Prince had a signature sound, and you knew when he worked with someone because you can hear a little bit of Prince in it. Except for I think Cyndi Lauper. Cyndi Lauper was the only person that a lot of people didn't know. Prince wrote her music.
Right.
Time after time was Prince. And the man was amazing. He had a knack for making people sound like themselves. So how do you do that with the artists that you work with?
You figure out what they want to do
Mm-hmm.
and you just try to color match the ideas that they have and create something beautiful for them.
Is there a little bit of old soul in all of their music?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to put my touch on there.
Yeah,
That way folks
yeah,
know, okay, yeah, I can identify it because it's got that sound to it. It sounds like, yeah, he did it. I sure did.
yeah.
You know, all of these different people, they say, okay, yeah, this person has a signature sound. D'Angelo had a signature sound. So it's like when you hear his runs, you know it's D'Angelo.
Mm-hmm.
Or Stevie Wonder. You know when he does a run, it's Stevie Wonder. You got folks that can imitate it, but you already know it's not them. It's Stevie Wonder.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
It's like Mr. Hathaway, Donny Hathaway,
you
same
know
way.
it's Donny Hathaway.
You know it's Donny Hathaway. Yeah.
Or even with
Those runs.
Al Jarreau, you know it's Al Jarreau.
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm. I love Al Jarreau.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to talk about I have just a couple more questions remaining.
Go ahead.
I need some controversy. Okay. We need a little I need to zhuzh you up a little bit. Okay.
Okay.
How do you feel when your music gets criticized on the Wild Out Radio Show?
So at first it was like, okay,
People can be harsh.
not even so much harsh, but if they listen to it and it's not necessarily, oh, this is going to be a 5 ship song, you listen to it and you're like, okay, what he said actually makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
So let me go back and make sure that I don't make these same mistakes for the next project. And it's all, you know, it's all for your growth and for learning.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's something less than stellar, or if he hears something, if J Rock hears something and it's like, okay, I see what they're saying, then you go back and you listen to it and you're like, okay, now I understand what they were trying to say. Let me go back and fix this. Or let me go make sure that the next thing doesn't sound like this. So when they get the next thing, they're like, okay, he took everything that we said and he used it to make himself better.
Yeah.
Now, you got those folks that when they get a critique and it's not them saying, oh, your music is the best thing that I ever heard. No, they get the ones that's, oh, this is just, I wouldn't bother playing this because as we've always said, the comment section is going to let you know.
Ooh,
It's not
boy, does
necessarily
it.
just, and y'all want to get mad at Chip and J Rock when it's the people in them comments that's also listening to the same thing, right?
Me?
Me.
You too?
Really? Look, Tiffany Khan,
Yes.
don't let Tiff hear it. If Tiff don't like it, she gonna let you know.
Ooh, for real. I love I love her.
Yeah,
The way that she gets up in there and she be like, nah, this ain't it, y'all.
yeah, yeah. If she even says that it's okay, then you know she kind of halfway likes it.
Yeah.
But if she doesn't give you that, she's ready to pack you up like everybody else pack
Hmm.
you up.
Yeah.
So yeah, the critiques are supposed to help you get better.
Hmm.
It's not them saying, oh, your music, if they tell you your music is trash, okay, let's find out why it's trash. Let's help you get it better.
Yeah.
Let's help you get better as an artist. So a lot of times I'll listen and see, okay, is this something that I could work with to try to help them? And I've said it too in the comments, hey, if you need help with engineering, holler at me. Let's try to do some work together and make you better.
Hmm.
I don't mind doing it. I don't have anything but time.
Yeah. Well, they need to put some more time into their art
Yeah.
creation because some of them, yeah, I just be like, who let them in the studio? Who told you you should be? Oh yeah, that sounds good. You are a producer and a sound engineer. Y'all put that together, or did you make that yourself?
Mhm.
Yo, you bought that beat off of YouTube? Bad deal.
And see, I've had moments like that where I've made something for an artist and I didn't put as much time in it as I could have. And then those
Mm-hmm.
artists go out there and they let someone else listen to it and they don't get the best critique in the world. And that's also a poor reflection on myself. So I have to go in and make edits and make sure that I don't do the same thing that I did with another artist. And
Mm-hmm.
I got to make sure I do right by my folks now.
Yeah.
Because a lot of stuff that I did back then, I didn't take a lot of time with a lot of other artists. And, I've had to make up for that by making sure that I don't do the same thing to others.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, we certainly appreciate you, sir.
Yeah.
Last question.
Okay.
If you could do anything in the world,
Hmm.
what would it be?
Um, I don't know. I would probably do something in athletics. I was never athletic as a youth, and because of that, I always got picked on quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And play football, baseball, volleyball, none of that. Run track, none of that. If I was more athletic, I feel like I probably would have been a bit more accepted by my peers. But as a result of that, I wasn't. I stuck behind these computers, these games, and
Mm-hmm.
stuff that I felt like worked for me. And if they weren't involved in any of that, then yeah, I got picked on for it. So I feel like if I had done more with athletics or something like that, yeah, let's go. Let's
You would
see
be an
how.
athlete.
Yeah.
What sport?
Um, Probably track.
Really?
That was
If you could be like
that was where
any
I got.
sport, you would pick track?
Yeah, because that's where I got picked on the most. I look, my gym teacher in when we did PE class, he would
Mm-hmm.
always pay, and it used to really it didn't bother me then, but I started thinking about it in hindsight. I'm like, oh wow, he did this to try to build up my self-esteem, but dang, he was really wrong for that. So he would always pair, it would be like four boys, they would race against each other. Another
Mm-hmm.
set, another four boys. Then he would put me in and he would pair me up against three girls. And I would race against the three girls and win. He would give me a head start against the boys and I would still lose. So I know he was doing that to try to boost my self-esteem, but it felt horrible. I would definitely do something in track just to show them, hey, yeah, I got this.
Okay, I could see it. So long distance cross country, or like sprints, or 400 meter,
Probably
800 meter
sprints. Probably
sprints.
sprints.
Yeah.
Because that's where we did a lot of the racing back and forth was through the sprints.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Um. All right. That's
Yeah. No,
cool.
Noah Lyles, I got you.
I would not. No, I would not be a runner. Mm-mm. First of all, I'm too top heavy for that. No. Mm-mm. Homegirl didn't do good when I was running track in school. Now I did great in soccer. I played
Uh-huh.
soccer,
Okay.
but no. And if I could be anything in the world, I think I would want to be like a food blogger. I love food.
We thought
Like I
about
want to
that.
travel around and
Yeah.
like different countries, different restaurants, different cultures, kind of like an Anthony Bourdain,
Hmm.
except except as a black woman. Yeah. So I would love to be a
See,
food blogger.
and we watch a lot of food shows and stuff on KERA Create. They
Hmm.
show all of these different places and all these different items of food, and I'm just like, you know what? I guess that means I'm hungry. Let me get in this kitchen and cook some. It must be time. My ribs is
I
touching.
Yes, yes. As a matter of fact, me, Bo, and Zara, we may need to go get some cheeseburgers or something.
See,
Because yeah, my stomach is
see,
touching the back.
that's what we did earlier this week. They had showed a picture of something I saw online, and it was a picture of the old school. Remember how Great Granny used to make? We
Yeah.
said like, you know what? I want some McDonald's. We got McDonald's at home, so that's what I made.
Mhm.
I made
Them
them.
old
We got
school fat
McDonald's. Yes,
burgers.
yes.
Yes. They're
On the
so
bread with the
but
crinkle
but you
cut.
but see, you can season your own meat when you make it at home though.
Mhm.
Because a lot of places don't season the meat like the
Mhm.
inside of the meat when they're making the patties.
Yeah,
And it's unfortunate.
yeah.
But I hear you. Yeah. So for me, it would be food blogger.
Okay.
All right, sir. So I want you to tell everybody where they can find your music and purchase your music at.
All right. If y'all going to find my music anywhere, first go to originalsoulonline.com. There's a link right there on my website that takes you to every album that I've ever done, including the ones that's getting ready to show up. Go there. I tell everyone go to my website because it was expensive to make, and I do all of my own editing and web publishing and stuff. All that. Yeah, I did all that.
Okay, see, computer programming. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I knew you was gonna get me on that.
Uh-huh. I've developed my own website, but I'm not good at it. Yes, you are. Don't
I'm, I'm,
even play
I'm,
like that.
I'm
But
not.
y'all heard him. Originalsoulline.com.
Yeah.
Please go to his website, purchase his music. And if you stream his music, go to Tidal, Apple Music, YouTube Music, Amazon Music.
Mhm.
Okay, stay away from Spotify
Okay.
because
Because
Spotify
that
ain't
look that
they
3,000ths of a cent for one stream.
yeah. Yeah, that is abuse. That is stealing. You are not paying creatives for what they're worth.
Mm-mm.
I really think we need some reform on streaming and sales,
Well, just
right?
just education on what's happening. Y'all got to find out exactly the reason behind all of these streams and why they're look. I'll say this: if
Mm-hmm.
you rely solely on streaming to get rich in the music industry, forget about it.
Right.
We have other forms of we have merch that we have to build. When we do shows, we have merch with us, whether it be t-shirts, whether it be a pen, whether it be a QR code, whether it be a CD or something. We got to have something else to go in as a supplement to what's going on with streaming, because if you rely solely on streaming, you'll never be rich in the music industry.
Beyonce sells merchandise.
You have to.
I mean, and if she's doing it, everybody else, well, of course. Of course.
Yeah, there were
Have a
days when I
keychain
was
or something.
there were days when I would go to shows and I wouldn't have anything in my hand. You gotta have something in your hand now for these folks to understand you are serious about your craft.
Mm-hmm.
If or otherwise you'll fit right in with the rest of the crowd.
Yeah.
You get off stage and you don't say anything to the audience because all you did was go in there to do your song and that's it. Mm-mm. If you get off stage and no one talks to you or you don't try to talk to any of them,
Look, I don't
what
think you
what
did
you're doing a disservice to yourself.
exactly.
Shake
Exactly.
shake a hand, figure out who some of these other people are. Because a lot of times I would do shows and get off stage and folks would be like, "Man, I always wanted to do the type of music that you do." Okay, well, why aren't you? And how can we partner together so we can get you to that level?
Mm-hmm. You never know. Like
You
closed
never
mouth
know.
don't get fed.
Yeah.
You never know unless you ask the question.
And and,
So,
and Zoe has just told me that several times.
uh huh, uh huh. So next time I talk to you, sir,
Mhm.
we're gonna discuss social media, and
Yes.
I'll get with some of your artists, and we
Yeah.
could do a consultation. My consultations are very very affordable. I
Okay.
promise
Okay.
you. Okay.
I just
Thank
got
you
to make
so
sure that
much.
I'm financially sound so I can be able to do that. But
Oh
we'll
yeah,
make it happen.
absolutely. We sure will.
Yeah.
And I barter. We could barter for something.
Let's do it.
You know, currency is conversation as well.
I tell
So
that too
I'm just
here.
saying,
Yeah. I tell folks
I
that too
appreciate you.
when they come in the studio. Look, folks will be like, "Oh, you should be charging more for your studio time." Like, look, that's also the reason why I'm teaching y'all. So if y'all come in and y'all want to learn how I do what I do, that's fine too.
Hmm.
Let's help one another as opposed to it just being everything is about the dollar. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we all want to get paid, but what can we learn?
Hmm. How can we help each other? Community is so important, especially right now.
Hmm.
So thank you, Original Soul, for your time. You all can find him. Go follow him on all of his social media. You can find him at Brandon O Soul Medlock, or Original Soul. Are you on TikTok?
Yes, Original Soul M4G.
M4G. There you go. Original Soul M4G. Thank you so much for your time today, sir.
Thank
I
you,
really
Zola. I
appreciate
appreciate
you.
you.
This
Yeah.
was a great conversation.
Yes, indeed.
All right. Thank you all for tuning in to From A to Zoe. I hope you have a good evening, and we'll see you on the next episode.